Imagine towering stone walls, deep moats, and impenetrable gates standing strong against invading armies for centuries. What if you could walk through these legendary fortresses, each built to withstand the might of history's most powerful warriors? Some of these defensive marvels held their ground against endless sieges, while others became the sites of legendary battles that shaped nations. Are you ready to explore these awe-inspiring fortresses and uncover their secrets? Join us as we journey through 7 historic fortresses built for ultimate defense, where history and architecture collide in the most dramatic way. The Tower of London, England. Few fortresses in the world carry as much history and legend as the Tower of London. Built by William the Conqueror in 1066, this formidable stronghold has stood guard over England's capital for nearly 1,000 years. Its massive stone walls, defensive towers, and strategic location along the River Thames made it a fortress, a royal palace, and a prison all in one. Over the centuries it became a symbol of power, with each monarch adding to its defenses, reinforcing its reputation as an impenetrable stronghold. The Tower of London was designed with layers of defense to keep enemies out. Its outer walls, built from thick stone, encircled the inner fortress, making direct assaults almost impossible. A deep moat, once filled with water, created another barrier against attackers. The towers themselves, including the famous White Tower, were heavily fortified with arrow slits and murder holes, gaps in the walls where defenders could pour boiling oil or shoot arrows at intruders. Even if an army breached the first line of defense, they would face a maze of narrow corridors and gates designed to trap and slow them down. Beyond its defensive strength, the Tower of London played a dark role in history. It was the site of royal executions, betrayals, and imprisonments. Anne Boleyn, the second wife of Henry VIII, met her fate within its walls, as did many other high-profile prisoners. The fortress also holds one of the most prized possessions of the British monarchy, the crown jewels. Guarded around the clock by the famous beefeaters, this collection of regalia symbolizes the enduring legacy of the British throne. Today, visitors to the Tower of London can explore its eerie dungeons, walk along the ancient battlements, and marvel at the dazzling jewels that have crowned monarchs for centuries. Despite the passage of time, the fortress remains a powerful symbol of England's resilience, standing as a reminder of an era when castles were the ultimate defense against invasion and rebellion. The ghosts of its past may still linger, whispering the stories of those who once walked its stone corridors. Croix de Chevalier, Syria. High atop a rugged hill in modern-day Syria stands one of the most impressive Crusader castles ever built, Croix de Chevalier. Constructed by the Knights Hospitaller in the 12th century, this fortress was a stronghold of the Christian Crusaders as they battled for control of the Holy Land. With its massive walls, deep moats, and strategically positioned towers, Croix de Chevalier became the gold standard of medieval military architecture, capable of withstanding years of siege without falling. One of the most brilliant aspects of its design was its concentric defenses, multiple layers of thick stone walls designed to force attackers through a deadly series of obstacles. The outer wall, standing nearly 100 feet high, was built to repel direct assaults, while the inner fortress contained storage for supplies, ensuring defenders could hold out for extended periods. The entrance was deliberately designed as a winding path lined with defensive towers, allowing archers to rain arrows down on any approaching enemy. Even if attackers breached the gates, they would find themselves trapped in a network of courtyards and tunnels, facing a relentless counterattack. Croix de Chevalier witnessed several major sieges, including the 13th century attack by Sultan Baybars of the Mamluks. Even with an army of thousands, Baybars struggled to breach the fortress's defenses. After relentless bombardment and deception, the fortress finally surrendered in 1271, marking the end of Crusader rule in the region. However, its remarkable resistance over the decades solidified its place as one of the most formidable castles in history. Walking through the ruins today, visitors can still sense the strength and grandeur that once made this fortress a nearly invincible stronghold. The towering walls, vaulted halls, and breathtaking views over the Syrian landscape make it a haunting yet awe-inspiring relic of a time when warriors fought for religion, land, and power. Croix de Chevalier remains a testament to the medieval art of warfare, proving that the best castles were not just built to defend, but to last forever. Himeji Castle, Japan. Rising like a vision from Japan's feudal past, Himeji Castle is an extraordinary blend of military might and breathtaking beauty. Originally built in the 14th century and expanded in the 1600s, this fortress was designed to be nearly impenetrable while still embodying the elegance of traditional Japanese architecture. With its white plastered walls and multi-tiered towers, it looks almost like it belongs in a fairy tale. But make no mistake, Himeji Castle was built for war, and its defenses were designed to confound even the most skilled attackers. What makes this fortress so unique is its labyrinthine layout. Unlike European castles that relied on sheer stone thickness, Himeji's defensive strategy was psychological as well as physical. Its maze-like pathways deliberately confused enemies, leading them through a twisting series of gates, dead ends, and misleading corridors. Attackers trying to storm the castle would find themselves trapped in narrow, winding paths, while defenders rained down arrows, boiling water, and even stones from above. The castle's multiple layers of walls, turrets, and moats ensured that even if one barrier was breached, another would stand in the way. Himeji Castle's greatest test came in 1614, during the siege led by Toyotomi Hideyori against the Tokugawa shogunate. Despite facing a large army, the fortress held strong without a single breach. The castle was so well designed that it never once fell to enemy forces. Even in the modern era, it survived bombings during World War II and earthquakes that destroyed many other historical structures in Japan. Its ability to withstand both war and nature is a testament to the genius of its construction. Today, Himeji Castle stands as Japan's most famous and well-preserved fortress, attracting millions of visitors every year. Walking through its grand halls and standing atop its towering keep, one can almost hear the echoes of samurai warriors preparing for battle. It is more than just a castle. It is a symbol of strength, strategy, and the enduring legacy of Japan's warrior past. Mehrangarh Fort, India. Perched on a massive cliff overlooking the city of Jodhpur, Mehrangarh Fort is one of the most formidable fortresses ever built. Constructed in 1459 by Rao Jodha, this colossal structure was designed to be completely unassailable, with walls rising up to 120 feet high and 70 feet thick. Carved directly into the rocky landscape, the fort's natural defenses made it nearly impossible for invaders to launch a successful attack. It was built not just as a stronghold but as a symbol of power, towering over the land as a declaration of Rajput might. The entrance to Mehrangarh Fort is an obstacle course of defensive gates and sharp turns, deliberately constructed to slow down charging enemy elephants and battering rams. The main gate, known as Jai Pole or Victory Gate, still bears the marks of cannon fire from battles long past. Inside, the fortress is a city unto itself, containing grand palaces, vast courtyards, and even secret escape tunnels. The Moti Mahal, or Pearl Palace, and Sheesh Mahal, or Mirror Palace, showcase the splendor of Rajput architecture, proving that Mehrangarh was not just a fortress, it was a kingdom within walls. Despite numerous attacks by rival empires, including the Mughals, Mehrangarh Fort never fell in battle. Its strategic location, combined with its sheer size and defensive structures, made it an unbreakable stronghold. Legends tell of fierce battles fought at its gates, but time and again, the fortress stood resilient against all odds. It remains a symbol of Rajput honor, bravery, and architectural mastery. Today, Mehrangarh Fort offers visitors a breathtaking view of the blue city of Jodhpur below. The fortress has been transformed into a museum showcasing Rajput weapons, artifacts, and royal memorabilia. Walking through its vast corridors, one can almost feel the presence of the warriors who once defended it. It is more than just an architectural marvel. It is a piece of history that continues to inspire awe and admiration. Castel del Monte, Italy. Standing alone on a hilltop in southern Italy, Castel del Monte is unlike any other fortress in the world. Built in the 13th century by the enigmatic Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II, this octagonal masterpiece defies the traditional design of medieval strongholds. There are no moats, no defensive walls, and no clear military purpose. Yet it remains one of the most intriguing and enduring fortresses ever constructed. Its perfect symmetry and mathematical precision have sparked endless theories about its true purpose. The fortress's octagonal layout is an architectural mystery. Each of its 8 towers is identical, and its unique geometric design suggests that Frederick II, known for his love of science and philosophy, intended it to be more than just a military installation. Some historians believe it was an astronomical observatory, while others think it was meant to symbolize the emperor's knowledge of the universe. Yet despite its mysterious design, Castel del Monte was still a powerful stronghold, positioned strategically to oversee vast lands and potential threats. Castel del Monte was built with rare and luxurious materials including marble and limestone, making it as much a palace as it was a fortress. The structure's defensive elements were subtle yet effective. Its elevated position provided an unobstructed view of approaching enemies, and the narrow spiral staircases inside were designed to slow down invaders. Its thick walls and high towers ensured that any direct assault would be nearly impossible. Today, Castel del Monte is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracting visitors fascinated by its history, architecture, and mystery. Whether it was a fortress, a palace, or something far more complex, it remains a testament to Frederick II's vision and ingenuity. The castle's eerie, perfect symmetry still puzzles historians, making it one of the most enigmatic strongholds in history. Fort Bortange, Netherlands. Hidden in the Dutch countryside lies one of the most unique fortresses ever built, Fort Bortange. Constructed in 1593 during the 80 Years' War, this fortress was designed in the shape of a perfect star, with pointed bastions extending outward like the rays of the sun. Its shape wasn't just for aesthetics, it was a revolutionary design meant to eliminate blind spots and give defenders a 360-degree view of approaching enemies. This tactical advantage made it one of the most effective fortifications of its time. The Star Fort's design allowed for overlapping fields of fire, ensuring that no enemy could approach without being met by a hail of gunfire. Surrounded by water-filled moats and interconnected canals, Fort Bortange was virtually impossible to conquer. Its 5 bastions acted as spear-like extensions, allowing defenders to launch attacks from multiple angles, while remaining protected from siege weapons. The Dutch military used it to control the crucial trade routes and resist Spanish invasions for decades. Fort Bortange's defenses were never breached, proving that the star-shaped design was a masterpiece of military engineering. However, as warfare evolved, traditional fortresses became less relevant, and Bortange eventually lost its military significance. Instead of falling into ruin, it was carefully preserved and restored, becoming one of the best-preserved star forts in the world. Today, visitors to Fort Bortange can step into the past, exploring its historic barracks, bridges, and cannons. The fortress is no longer a battlefield, but it stands as a shining example of Renaissance-era military innovation. The geometric beauty of its star-shaped design remains as captivating today as it was centuries ago. Château de Chambord, France. Deep in the Loire Valley of France stands Château de Chambord, a masterpiece of Renaissance architecture that blends elegance with military strength. Built in the early 16th century under King Francis I, this fortress-like chateau was not only a royal hunting lodge but also a display of power and prestige. With its imposing towers, defensive moat, and intricate facade, Chambord was designed to impress and intimidate, embodying the perfect blend of art, science, and military strategy. Though it was never intended for battle, its fortress-like structure ensured it could withstand sieges if necessary. One of the most fascinating aspects of Château de Chambord is its revolutionary design, influenced by none other than Leonardo da Vinci. The chateau features a unique double helix staircase, where 2 people can ascend or descend at the same time without ever crossing paths, an architectural marvel of its time. The exterior is adorned with over 800 sculpted columns, and a roofline resembling a miniature cityscape of spires and turrets. While its artistic grandeur is undeniable, its defensive features were equally remarkable, including thick stone walls, strategically placed towers, and an extensive network of moats that added an extra layer of security. Despite its grandeur, Chambord was never permanently occupied. It was used mainly for royal visits, hunting expeditions, and diplomatic events. However, during times of conflict, the chateau played an important role in safeguarding France's treasures. During World War II, the famous Mona Lisa and other priceless artworks from the Louvre were hidden within its walls to protect them from Nazi looting. Though it never saw battle, its fortification and strategic location made it an ideal refuge for preserving France's cultural heritage in times of crisis. Today, Château de Chambord stands as one of France's most breathtaking landmarks, attracting millions of visitors each year. Walking through its massive halls and gazing up at its intricate roofline, one can feel the echoes of French royalty, Renaissance artistry, and military ingenuity woven into its design. More than just a chateau, it is a fortress of history, proving that beauty and strength can exist side by side. It remains a testament to the ambition of kings, the genius of architects, and the lasting power of French heritage. Throughout history, fortresses were built not just as walls of stone but as symbols of power, strategy, and endurance. Each of these strongholds tells a story of battles fought, empires defended, and civilizations that shaped the world. If you enjoyed this exploration, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to InnoVision Tech. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated with our latest videos. Until next time, keep discovering the world's wonders with us.